maybe need to be a little closer.
I can be closer?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh.
My sound, it was mine down. I'm mute, but you are live.
I am live. Am I live or am I Memorex?
Can you keep this water on that side?
Oh, yeah, it was on the other side last time. That's right. I couldn't remember where I put it.
I was trying to make it so that you don't put your arm, but you use your right arm and then you stick your arm in front.
Well, you know, it's just, I'm here, okay? I'm just here. And sometimes my arm gets in the way.
I'm just trying to help you, I'm saying.
We are trying to make, we've got our night sky back here. Oh, and I don't know about the rest of you, but I have my Anakista mug full of cider. Oh, did I tell you about those honeybees? They got so sick of everybody coming and taking their honey that they decided to make cider. Yep. And that cider was so good. It made people just sit down and relax. So they ended up calling it Sit Down Bee Cider from Miss Muffet. So Miss Muffet's Sit Down Bee Cider. Ah, here comes our night sky with the stars. I think we'll put a moon in tonight too. We're going to talk about something tonight. I usually don't talk about anything.
Is that a water scene you're doing with stars? Is that what you're trying to do?
I'm doing my flick my stars right now. What are you talking about?
You're doing a water, like, ocean scene, or is that going to be snow?
I don't know. I was thinking about...
The snow stuff we still are working on.
Yep.
For the giveaways. Since it's winter, it's snowy out there.
And
hi, Tank.
The little ones are stars. The big ones are snowflakes. How's that?
Tank lives in Greenville area. So one of these days we're gonna, when we get over to that area, we're going to meet her in person.
Yeah. We want to come over for the Bob Ross class.
Yeah.
That they have in Greenville. We highly recommend Bob Ross. Just a few happy trees and a few happy things and a very unhappy brush. I just found a brush with a little paint on it that never got washed. Aww. But you know what I'll do? I was talking to another painter and I asked him how he did small things, and he said, well, he takes a pair of scissors and he scissors down the paintbrush to just a couple of bristles so that he can do fine details. So I thought, that's what I'll do. This poor brush, I forgot to clean it. It must have rolled off to the side when I was painting. And so I will clean it by shaving off a few of those bristles. All right. Let's get.
Tank said the skies at night are big and bright, deep in the heart of Tennessee. Yeah, some say Texas.
Good night. Deep in the heart of Texas.
I'll tell you what, we never get tired of seeing these Smoky Mountains. Every time we go down the road towards Pigeon Forge and we see those Smoky Mountain ridges, you know, the mountain ridges, we just say, Lord, we never get tired of this view.
We do not get tired of it.
Tank said, thank you, Joy. I'm from Texas. That's why I said Tennessee. Because she lives in Tennessee now.
Well, that was sweet of her to switch that song and make us feel at home. Because most people are real prideful about Texas. They're not going to change that song. You're pretty brave. People from Texas are not happy with you right now. Most likely.
Tank said, every time I go to town, I say, thank you, God.
That I get to live in
Texas is a big state, and it has so many cool things about it, including
the Alamo,
including the the people, but it is really humid. It is really humid there. And so I just have a hard time with the humidity. That's why we moved from Florida. We were in Florida for a long time, and it was like I couldn't get out and enjoy myself. It was too hot. I had breathing issues with the humidity. It made me feel like I was weak and faint. And when we moved here to Tennessee, I go out all the time. Now, there's a few times here and there in the summer here where it's a little bit on the humid side, but usually most of the time, even by the evening, it cools down enough. Humidity is not as prevalent at night here in the Smokies as it is other places. But, in Pigeon Forge, you're walking around Pigeon Forge or something, it can be real humid. But if you go up in the mountains and stuff, it's a lot better. Evelyn said, I'm from Texas and I don't care, LOL, if the name of the song changed. Tank said, I was raised in Natchitoches in the tall pines, and yes, that's why we moved. Humidity. She said, my lung issues bothered me terribly in Texas. She said, I think of Texas and Tennessee being sister states. I mean, there's a lot in common when it comes to the people, I believe. The people in Tennessee and the people in Texas and their way of thinking, we like our freedom in Tennessee, and Texas likes their freedom too. Tank said, rednecks and hillbillies, LOL. Now he's just going by imagination here. He didn't have a plan what he was going to paint.
I'm doing the the tip of the brush in black, and then the bottom of the brush in white to get that effect.
Evelyn said, I moved to New Mexico, so still in redneck territory, LOL. Tank said, I wish I could paint, but I'll stick with my crochet. I want to take I want to take some painting classes because I did a little bit of artist stuff in high school and stuff like that, but I haven't. And then I did crafts later on, but I never really took a painting class or something. But I do want to do that, and I want Donny to do it as well. Hey, Spaceman. Oh, he said he's waiting on his Japanese food.
Oh.
Tank said,
Domo arigatou gozaimasu.
I'm okay with the hillbilly or the redneck. Tank said, I'm okay with hillbilly or redneck. I don't mind being called either. I wear it proudly, she said. Hi, Cynthia. Hi, Jim Spencer.
Hello, Jimmy.
Not really late because he started a few minutes early. Because we were thinking our friends were going to go live tonight, but they're not going to go live now because he's dealing with the flu. So prayers for Mac that he feels better.
Mac attack.
A spaceman said, Joy, you should go to one of those ceramic places and paint. It's sort of expensive depending on what you pick to paint. The wife and I enjoyed it. We've been 2 times. You know, I did go to something once kind of like that. But long time ago.
All right, so I think got my yep, that's what I wanted. That's looking good. All right.
Well, Cynthia said that we should get a package on Saturday. Spaceman said the ceramic places charge a fee to paint them. You have to pay for what you paint. Pick up the painted piece a few days later. Oh, because it's like the glaze thing. Now, I've never done the glaze one. I have picked up like ceramic pieces that you take home and paint. That's what I've done. I didn't actually paint it at the ceramic place or have it glazed or anything. But I would like to do that kind of stuff sometime. I do enjoy that. Tank said, put a few black walnut trees or shagbark hickory in it, and it would be my backyard.
Wow. Wow.
Backyard is probably
that must be some kind of backyard. Wow.
Is it raining here? Spaceman said, not at the moment.
Oh, but it has today.
Jim said, it's beautiful. The wind picked up really strongly. Had to pull the awning in.
Mm-hmm.
The one in Bristol is called Killing Time. Tank said they put them in the kiln.
Oh, Killing Time.
Yeah.
Oh, that was That's a cool little.
Jim said, it's 65 up here. I'm going to sleep with the windows open tonight. Yeah, that'd probably be nice. As long as it
I
doesn't rain.
know, 70, like 68 degrees here today.
Evelyn said, I paint bisque. I refuse to greenware anymore. Bisque. Is that, see, I'm not sure what it was called when I painted it. I mean, they had it fired and it was like white. But then I took it, home and painted it and oh, Tank said our property butts up to Cherokee National Forest. Oh, beautiful. Do you see bears then? What wildlife do you see?
Do they have a camera? We have one. Yeah, tell them we bought a camera.
Mm-hmm. Spaceman said, Jim, watch out for Sasquatch. He might want out of the rain. LOL. If you have your window open, that is. Hi, Nancy. Yeah, Evelyn said that's bisque. Okay, so I guess that's what I was painting is the bisque then. Wow. Tank said she has all wildlife and they euthanize about 400 bear in this area every year. Wow.
Yep.
Evelyn said, white is bisque. It's been fired once. Greenware is when it's still soft and will crumble. Hasn't been fired. No, I painted the one that was fired then. I actually, my mom still has it. I painted a whole set of like a nativity, people. And
yes, they know nativity.
And then I don't know if and I had a little the little background thing, barn thing or whatever. I found something somewhere, I think, and I painted that all up for my mom, and she still has it. She puts it out every year. I'm such a perfectionist though that I didn't think it was good enough, but she loves it. Jim said we're not supposed to get rain until 4:00 tomorrow. We got some rain and some wind came in from whatever storm was blowing through.
Yeah.
Alabama and stuff, but I think Alabama got some more of it today from what I heard, but yesterday was some stuff. But I didn't hear anything about what happened. I just know they were getting some stuff yesterday, some bad weather. And then some more came through, I heard. Tank said, my husband's cousin had a ceramic kiln and all the molds. I made a canister set. They looked like brown paper bags. Huh. Hopefully the bad weather is kind of past by now for the most part for people. Tank said it was awful there this afternoon in Greenville, Tennessee. It was so loud. The wind was really loud here. And the RV was swaying a little bit, but not too bad. It just a little bit. I was concerned though. I was like, my goodness, that wind sounds terrible. I could hear the thunder too.
Yeah. Thunder and lightning in January is not my favorite thing. They call it, what do they call it? Snow lightning? Snow thunder?
I don't know.
Okay. I'm going to build this up a little higher.
Mama Bear's Cooking and Adventures said we had a bit of damage here in the mountain. Not bad though. Roof damage, a little bit of roof damage. Evelyn said a bear would be beautiful standing on the rock.
Oh, all right.
I hope you get that roof damage fixed quickly. We have a friend that was in Louisiana when some bad storms came through. And it took her, like, it seemed like 2 years or something, a year or two before the insurance would fix her roof. It was really a sad situation. Tank said, good idea on the bear. helicopter. Evelyn said she's praying that that's all the damage you find Mama Bear's cooking. There's nothing more than a little.
Time for a little drink of cider.
Sit down, be cider.
My sit-down bee cider. It's made by Miss Muffet. I would like to. I'm seeing something, but I can't get my brush to do it. I would really like my brush to do it, but it won't do it. So I just have to deal with it. I just want to accentuate this tree line, but it's not going the way I want it to go. Okay.
Has anybody tried one of those heated vests that you can buy? I ordered some for us as part of our Christmas. And I deal with 6 bulging discs in my neck and back. And I had a fractured, broken collarbone when I was a baby, a toddler. I was on a tricycle and my older sister pushed me down the hill, which was a very, very steep, very, very steep hill. Kind of, it wasn't in the Smoky Mountains, it was kind of like a Smoky Mountains steep hill. And so heat actually helps me. So when I go out vlogging and I'm walking up and down these mountain roads, I'll push and push and push myself. And sometimes I don't mention anything except to Donny, but I can be like inside screaming, of like, because it doesn't feel good. And then, so the heated vest, actually, I had it on yesterday because it arrived just in time for New Year's. So I had it on yesterday, and it felt, or New Year's Day, didn't I? I had it on New Year's Day.
Mm-hmm.
And we went up to, not Anakista, we went up to the Sky Bridge.
Sky Bridge.
It felt nice to have that heat on my back and shoulder like that. So if anybody deals with pain, your arm is in the front of the camera.
Sorry. Oh, you stood up.
Yeah, I need to walk over there for a second. I have to get past you.
thought this was easy.
Nope.
Well, you got to move something then.
Okay.
You had it cleared before. RV adventures.
I was eating. Shh. Shh.
Okay, so while the talkative one is away, I will say, hey, we have just built ourselves some mountains right here. We have our beautiful stream coming down right there. Nice waterfall right there. And then it comes around the corner here. Looking pretty good, looking pretty good. All right. Boy, not a polar bear person myself. I'm just saying. So this will be interesting. Where I guess we could almost want to make these trees look a little better here. Not sure how to do that though. I'm sure it's a quick move with a certain brush, doop-de-doo, and next thing you know, you've got beautiful trees. I'll tell you, one of my favorite brushes is one that got ruined, but yet it's been the best brush ever since it got ruined. And so what we're going to do is we're going to take some green and some gray, more green, some white, some gray. Okay, all the green and some white. And see if we can't make some interesting looking woods right here. Kind of give us a little distance. A little bit more green. Oh, the green. A little black. There we go. Push that in. Wonder what we could do over there. Nope. That doesn't work at all. I like it when something doesn't work, you can quickly just touch it with another color. And let's see, we'll bring some snow down here. Just to touch it once, touch it once, touch it once to the paint, once to that. And we'll get some snow coming down in a few areas here. It looks like we need one right there. And then here, building up a little bit of a color and layering. Very good, very good, very good. And then we'll take some, maybe we'll take some white and some blue and make like a shoreline little color right there. And then I'm going to mix the green back in because we've lost a little bit of that water. Look, I really like that water look right there. We kind of lost it. We lost our water. Okay, so here's a waterfall here. Right there. We got a little bit of rocks right there. And some rocks right there. Okay, and we got that one again. I don't understand. I had that. You had plenty of room last week. Before you ate that half a gallon ice cream. All right. Into the water for that brush. It's time to bring out the snowman brush. I don't know what that might be a little.
Evelyn has said she's never had a heated vest, but she'd love to try one. It would be great up in the mountains. Yeah. And in Gatlinburg, when you go up the mountains, or even if you go to Dollywood, see, Dollywood is in the mountains too. It's like, and when you're walking in Dollywood, you're actually walking up and down the hills and stuff like that. So it can be like 20 degrees colder at the top of Gatlinburg, or it can be maybe even, depending on where you're at in Dollywood, the wind picks up, so it can definitely be like 20 degrees colder than outside. When you're walking around, it's just the wind really picks up in those mountains. Spaceman said, Joy, wife says, thanks for the prayers. Amen. Spaceman, have her take that Sammy. Is that the Husky? The little dogs. It was the little dogs. Tank said, we were in our RV for 17 months with a Rottweiler. Oh, he's putting a snowman up on the thing. Evelyn said she meant a brown bear.
No, you said polar bear. That's what you're getting. I think it's a great idea. I've got his body already right here. I'm going to give him some legs. He's going to be a buddy to my polar bear.
Tank said they are a phenomenon called mountain waves. It's a geothermal thing.
It's too wet.
Or you got too much paint on it at once?
Too much, yeah, it's down to... That's going to have to dry for a few minutes before...
Here is it's in little foil packages. This is the one I get, but anyway. That is Sammy, S-A-M-E. And it's S-ADENOSYL, and then METHIONINE. That stuff works great. It is a liver cleanse It is a very powerful, strong, natural liver cleanse. Safe, made for humans, safe for pets, recommended for my little dog when she chewed on a sago palm and almost didn't make it. She aspirated and ended up with some liver damage. The vet specialist said, put her on this. So we did. And they said it's made for humans. So I started taking it because it's also calms adrenaline. It calms adrenaline. And
You would feel adrenaline long after.
and I had issues with adrenaline way back in the day. I had issues with adrenaline. My adrenaline would stay high. It would feel like I was in a turbulence plane constantly. My adrenaline would just stay up. But when I started taking that, it calmed my adrenaline and balanced my adrenaline.
Mm-hmm.
So I've taken it for years. But anybody that deals with any liver issues or any need for their adrenaline to be calmed, take that stuff because it really works. But make sure you get the kind that does not have any talc in it. Tank said my adrenaline glands dumped cortisol.
Nothing I can do.
Tank said the winds blow all winter, but when you need them in the summer, they're not blowing. Melatonin, Spaceman, sometimes he said, I need something to help me sleep, but melatonin is a joke for him. It doesn't really help him. Melatonin can help if you're taking other things with it. Not sometimes it doesn't help everyone. But if you take melatonin with some other sleep things, sometimes it can help. Natural. I'm just talking natural. I'm not talking anything that's RX. Tank said it was like I was always in a shocked state. That's the way I felt too. I felt like I was like something doom was about to happen all the time until I started taking that Sammy. And I've been taking it for years. And our little dog, when she developed the liver issue, she was 4 years old. She chewed on a sago palm, and then, she almost did not make it. But the Sammy helped her to live 10 more years. She lived to be 14. She probably would have lived longer, but she tangled with a big dog and then didn't make it through that. Spaceman Jim Spencer said that magnesium can help you sleep better. Do you take magnesium, or are you maybe low on magnesium? You might want to check into that. Also, you can pray. There's a scripture, and it says that God gives his beloved sweet sleep, and you can pray that scripture over yourself and just say, that's what I did as well. I started saying, Lord, thank you, Lord. Your word says you give your beloved sweet sleep, and I'm your beloved, so I thank you for sweet sleep. I just started speaking that every single night, and eventually, after I started speaking it for a while, I just was able to just go to sleep. Now, sometimes
You don't stay asleep, though.
Well, sometimes after I'm asleep for 3 hours, my body says, oh, we've had a really good nap. Now it's time to wake up. But I mean, that's for the most part if something else wakes me up, like snoring.
What?
Tank says magnesium is gold. Jim said a lot of people are deficient in magnesium, and then they have problems sleeping. Spaceman said that he's out of magnesium. He's never taken it at night, though. Usually in the daytime he takes it. Tank says valerian root catnip and feverfew tea at night is also awesome and helpful, Spaceman. Jim said, Spaceman, it is called Calm Magnesium Supplement. You mix it with hot water and take it at bedtime, and it will help you sleep. Spaceman said, Joy, who would snore? It's only you and Donny. Must be the cat.
Yeah. He's always standing up for me, isn't he?
I have recorded somebody snoring before because he did not believe that he snored like that. And
I got that same recording, by the way.
I played it for him. And he was shocked. Spaceman said, Jim, he's going to try to look for that. Did he? I don't know if you heard Donny say this or not. Donny bought himself for basically to use on our channels a keyboard, a music keyboard. So he's going to try to learn how to do that, learn how to play. He's already practiced at the store. He said he doesn't recommend just buying one and taking it home unless you're at the store and you actually put your hands on the keys and start playing around with it so that you feel comfortable. Otherwise, if you bring it home and don't actually,
you're scared to open the box.
You'll be afraid to do anything.
Yeah, and not that helped. I'm still afraid. I'm concerned.
You might need to get a few lessons of that too.
Yes, I need some.
Know, I mean, I had posted on social media. Hi, Suzanne. About a copyright hit that I got on 7 seconds. Somebody had purchased 7 seconds of, or they purchased some music, and there were 7 seconds of it on, and I had this music had passed the clearance test of YouTube for years and years and years, but somebody must have bought an old copyright, and suddenly they put a hit on me. And
put a hit on you.
It was only 7 seconds, and they tried to say that all of the ad revenue would go to them, and nothing for all of my hard work out in the cold filming all this Christmas stuff. And I said, that ain't gonna fly. I actually unlisted the video until I could replace the sound, the 7 seconds, with something else until YouTube cleared it again. And of course it was 4K video, so it takes even longer to clear things like that. But it had completely cleared, and this was like a week or 2 weeks later or something like that they tried to put a hit on it. So I'd been getting, a couple weeks worth of views that I was earning some ad revenue on, and then they tried to take it all away for 7 seconds. So I think that's like very, very wrong, personally. So that's why Donny bought the keyboard, because I said we need to do something to try to have our own music. Hi, Shar.
Hi, Shar. She's my all-around girl. She watches a lot of stuff. My friend. Thank you. I'm looking for my white. I'm sorry if I'm in the way. So we're working on a little ocean look here. And blending up to the sky with some black. And
At first I thought you were making a tornado. When it was dark in the center, I was like, what are you doing, making a tornado?
I know, it's always something. But I'm pretty excited.
Tank said she's fixing lunches for tomorrow. And Spaceman said, I'll have a meatloaf sandwich and apples, Tank. Hi, Smoky Mountain Man. Hi, Lisa.
Hey, Lisa.
Donny has mailed off all the small paintings that
we've got to get those in the mail.
Were for the that he had made for the collaborators of our blessing.
And your collaborators have been arrested?
He found the small mailers. He found small mailers, but he couldn't find anything to fit the other paintings that he's doing. Like the one that he's doing right now, the small mailer won't fit around that. And some of the other paintings he did are even a little bit bigger than that one, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so he found something, a little like a plastic thing that you could mail.
Ziploc mailer, but you have to use your own padding.
It doesn't have any kind of cardboard or padding or any kind of protection in it. So he's trying to figure out how to use that and make his own mailer to mail out the rest of those paintings, because he doesn't want them damaged. If he just put the plastic thing around them, it just could be totally damaged by the time it would arrive to the recipients. Jim said the type of magnesium you need, Spaceman, for the best sleep is called magnesium glycinate. He said you can look it up. That's what he takes. Spaceman said, I'm writing that down, Jim. Thanks. Otherwise, Jim said the only other way you can do it is you have to eat about 10 cups of vegetables in a day to get the magnesium your body needs. If you hear crunching, it's because the Husky decided she was going to eat. All of a sudden, her food's been in her bowl, and she doesn't necessarily eat.
She's not a foodie.
When she gets food in her bowl, sometimes she can go a couple days without eating. It's a Husky thing, I think. They have a different metabolism, and a reminder about I was one away from 2,400 subscribers. I was at 23.99 just before Donny went live, and the campground owner said that when I hit on Joy Blessed Life, when I hit 2,500, he's going to give away as a prize to help us grow on Joy Blessed Life, a 2-night stay here at the Smoky Mountain Campground cabin. And so that gives somebody 3 days in the Smoky Mountains, because they can come in, do something in the Smoky Mountains, and then they can come back and check in the afternoon. They can come and cook their dinner if they want. They can go back out, then come back and sleep. And then if they want, they can cook their breakfast, make a lunch for themselves. They can go into the national park or go do something fun all day, take their lunch with them, come back, cook themselves some dinner. It could be a late dinner, whatever, have a place to sleep again, and like that. For 2 nights, they can do that. And then, of course, they would then check out, and they can then spend the rest of the day in the Smokies after they check out.
Or head home.
2 nights. So that could be a very reasonable little vacation for somebody. So it just has to be a subscriber to Joy Blessed Life, and they have to be able to get here. It's not a prize that we're gonna allow to be like, somebody wins it and then sells it off to somebody else or something. It has to be the person is able to come and enjoy it for themselves, or like, their immediate family come with them or something like that. Tank said, I'm waiting on that giveaway. Yeah, I was like 101 away from that one. So hopefully we can grow fast enough.
Could come faster.
Yeah, no airfare included for you, Tank, if you win that. So Jim said, Spaceman, that's the reason why I'm sure that I lost 100 pounds. Well, we might need to get that, Donny. That. Let me see. I'm gonna say what it. Find the name of that again. It's called magnesium glycinate. Okay. I'm gonna send it to us so we can remember it. I texted it to you, Spaceman. And I texted it to Donny. That was that noise. Spaceman said, wow, Jim, I'd love to lose 100 pounds. And then he said, did you eat just vegetables to lose the weight, Jim? Jim said, I ate 2 meals a day and 7 cups of vegetables a day, and only 12 ounces of meat consisted of 2 meals a day. Oh, so it wasn't the magnesium, or the magnesium helped you to lose, Jim? Tank said that she's lost 25 pounds in 4 months eating salads. Also, she makes her own oil and vinegar dressing. So Jim lost it doing intermittent fasting. That's what I was doing too. He said, I ate 2 meals a day within a 5-hour window, and then he did intermittent fasting the rest of the time.
Yep.
Tank said she detoxes once a month. Tank said magnesium is necessary for every cell in your body, and so is zinc. Hi, Doreen. I started editing from the little campground thing. I was editing the photos so I can put that video together. Doreen invited us to come over to her little. She stayed in a different campground cabin, and at a different campground, and so she invited us to come over and vlog it. So I took a whole bunch of photos. They had it decorated for Christmas. That was so cute. I mean, they really did it up. So I took a bunch of photos. So I was editing those. Smoky Mountain Man. Tank said, which mountain do you live on? He lives in Pennsylvania, in up there among all the Amish and everything. He's got some beautiful views, but his dream is to someday come down and spend more time in the Smoky Mountains. Jim says, if you can find it in the Calm supplement, it's the best. It's a powdered form. You can probably do it, Spaceman. He says, I'm not a diabetic, but if I don't eat my sugar drops, it's not a good thing. So it might be hard just to eat 2 meals. You can do it, Spaceman. Maybe take longer, like, do intermittent fasting overnight and then until lunchtime. Just, don't eat any breakfast.
Yeah, instead of 2 to 8, do 12 to 6 or something.
But if you needed to, you could have something to drink, of course, in the morning, and take your supplements. I had issues with YouTube not. Doreen said she did something and it only went to 360p. But the thing of it is with the YouTube, I had them do that to a couple of videos that I uploaded, but it just took it. What was happening was it just was taking them a long time to process it in the full version. So I did not release it until, because when I noticed it was terrible, I put it into unlisted until they finished processing it, and then I hit public again, because I don't want my viewers to have to watch something that YouTube downgraded only because they hadn't finished processing it yet. I mean, that was terrible. So I just waited, and it eventually fully processed. Thanks for joining us, Nancy. Smoky Mountain Man said, I don't live on the mountain, Tank, but I wish I did. Well, if you start intermittent fasting, your body will kind of want to eat because you're used to eating breakfast. But, it could take you a few days, it could take you a week, and your body will adjust to it where you're not feeling starved. And then you can wait until your lunchtime or whatever. I try to do mine at 2:00. If I am going to go vlog a breakfast restaurant or something, which happens rarely, but at that point around here, they will close at 1 or 2. So then sometimes I will eat just before that time and get my meal so that I can get in with their time frame. But then I might adjust the timing so that I, cut my meals off earlier that night. Tank said, cut off eating early, then flush with water the rest of the day. Hey, Jason. He said, that's looking good, Donny.
Thank you.
Well, you could do it at noon or at 1:00, camping therapy, but intermittent fasting, you just have to get your body used to it, whatever it is. Camping therapy said, do you ever get tired of painting? I think he enjoys it.
I wouldn't say tired of it, But if I wait a couple days, I'm more excited to get back to it. And let's say I certainly miss it after a few days, unless I'm painting in a house.
Hi, Scott and Michelle. See, Jim said that's what I did. I eat my first meal of the day between 12 and 2, and my second meal when I get home, and that's it. Every morning I get up and work out.
Oh, that's the Edna Statesman's idea now.
Tank said, like my crocheting. She is the same way with your painting. Jason said, I leave work around 7 and haven't had supper on work days. And you can't, and then don't eat late night snacks or anything like that either.
Except an apple. You can have an apple, can't you?
Apple is the snack that the doctor recommended.
Yeah.
On this intermittent fasting.
High fiber.
He said, if you are hungry between meals, eat an apple.
This is not good to be hungry.
Yeah, he said
because it turns off your fat burner.
It turns off the fat burner.
Yep.
So he said, don't make yourself between your meals where you're feeling like really hungry or anything. And then he said, if you hit a plateau where you're not losing
every day,
then he said, take a day where all you eat that day is apples. Nothing else, just apples that day.
Yeah.
And of course you drink. You're supposed to be drinking.
No limit.
But you're supposed to be drinking really low to no sugar. Jason said, only thing I don't like about painting is cleaning up the mess. Well, I'll tell you, Doreen, I had to choose for a while to do it the way the doctor had recommended it. And that's what I did. And I lost 30 pounds. Of course, I haven't been doing the diet lately. And so I gained back some over the holiday season. I was eating.
And it's hard to get back on that. But at least you didn't eat outside your hours.
You can eat an orange for a fruit. What he recommended for me was to eat a small portion of meat, a vegetable, and a fruit. And it was supposed to be 500 calories for the 2 meals combined, 500 calories.
Yeah, started off at 6.
Pick and choose what you want. And he said low fat.
No fat.
No fat. He said no fat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You have to learn to cook without oil.
Have a good night, Spaceman.
Yeah. Can't wait to see you again. We got a painting for you.
Oh, yeah. We have a surprise, but we're not going to show it. We have a surprise for Spaceman.
It was an accidental gift. It was an accidental painting. It just turned out that way, and all of a sudden, it was for Spaceman.
I think Spaceman will love it.
Yep. And it stays with the Christmas theme, our winter scene.
The only thing with the smoothies, Doreen, is that with this, you're supposed to eat only one kind of fruit for a serving, and then the next meal, a different kind of fruit. And the whole day is 500 calories.
And a smoothie is...
It could be 600 calories. I mean, it depends on how you lose weight. Mine had to be 500.
Mm-hmm.
Some people can do it with 600.
And his name is Dr. Bragg, and he's in Knoxville.
But you can do it, and he's a heart specialist doctor too. He helps people that deal with heart issues to be able to lose weight. Some of them can't have surgery, and then he's able to help them lose weight so that they can, have their surgery if they need it or whatever.
Is my moon dry yet?
Scott and Michelle are doing the keto. I can't do keto because I have to have my fruit, and they do not allow enough fruit on a keto for me. Char said all the walking helps a lot. Yeah. I want to walk more. Donnie's supposed to put my elliptical together so that I can walk on it.
Amen. I'm going to do that. I make a quality decision not to forget again. I have forgotten more than I have remembered. Oh, it's because we have it covered with clothes. It's the clothes horse. Everybody knows the clothes horse. Whew.
Tank said she used the elliptical machine in the past until she was having lung issues.
Yeah, we would be a lot healthier if our body would let us.
I mean, you could try, Michelle, you could try doing the intermittent fasting thing. And, watching calories instead of the carbs so that it can give you the fruit and a vegetable and a tiny portion of meat. Yeah, Tank says if you don't give your body a treat occasionally, your metabolism will not kick in. Tank said we're almost vegetarian now. Scott from Scott and Tara, he used to be a big man, and he 2-3 years ago or something, he switched over to become a vegetarian. And she's not a vegetarian, but he is. And he lost a lot of weight, and he has maintained his weight loss over the years. Thanks for joining us. Doreen, she's going to go edit another video.
Nice to see. and visit.
Shar said, with the price of meat, we're almost vegetarian. Well, the good thing is, almost anybody can grow vegetables if they do a container or something, you know. Tank says, we eat shrimp and a little bit of chicken, but not much. Dairy was our bad thing that they ate. That's an issue for us because Donny is an ice cream person, and when he buys ice cream, then I have to eat the ice cream unless he buys a kind I do not like the flavor, like coffee. I will not touch that. Jim said most people can't eat fruit and lose weight because they have insulin resistance and fruit is too high of a glucose intake. Tank says she's lactose intolerant. Well, the one thing is, if you're going to eat fruit, you have to eat like, you know, the right kind of proportions and eat it with a vegetable and eat it with a little bit of protein, you know, so that it balances out and
satisfies your body's hunger.
And not fat, not eating fat.
Yeah, people don't realize that.
But not eating like a smoothie.
Part of not eating.
A smoothie is a whole bunch of fruit at once.
Part of being not eating is not being hungry, and the food these days doesn't have a lot of nutrition in it. So even though you've eaten a full meal, you still feel like you want more because your body's checking out that meal in your stomach and going, nah, it's not here. I need more than what's here.
Tank says green smoothies are good. Michelle said that we love broccoli and green beans. Those are two of the really low carb vegetables right there.
Well, everybody can feel special because we're going to set
my email and things before bed. Catch y'all later. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Thanks for joining us.
Happy New Year. Hot cider to you. Oh. Who was it that said polar bear? Boy, I got something with them. But still, what's wrong with a polar bear and a snowman, right? So we've given our...
Happy New Year, Scott and Michelle.
We've given our snowman and our polar bear a chance to dry. So now we're going to...
Evelyn said, sorry, Donny. She put her hands up. She's the one that was suggesting a bear. He's teasing.
Oh, I thank you for challenging me. I thought, well, why wouldn't a polar bear be out with a snowman? I think it's a great idea. I mean, all I need is a big puff of white and 2 black dots for eyes. How hard could it be to paint a polar bear? You know, if you think about it. How hard could it be?
Polar bears aren't necessarily white, though, right? Like, not.
Yeah, they can be a little dingy.
He's trying to imagine a polar bear in his mind, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think I'm going to have to get him a picture of a polar bear so I can look at it. This polar bear almost looks pregnant.
Maybe there'd be a white leg over a dark leg. That looks like a polar bear foot. And we could put a little bit of a... What if we put a little black mark right there? Right there. And then all you need is 2 black dots in a snowstorm to have a polar bear.
Oh, I'll have to show him this. Okay, when I was looking for a picture of a polar bear, I saw my own post that I had posted. Look at that dirty polar bear. That was my decoration. And who got a hold of it? The Husky. Blame it on the Husky.
Oh.
But the kids were playing in dirt. They blamed it on the Husky, but the kids were playing in dirt. And the polar bear ended up being filthy. So it wasn't the Husky that time, although the Husky did chew my head up the other day. I don't know if you could see that or if there was a glare on it.
So I've got...
Mountain Man said, beautiful. One last tidbit, Tank said, interesting, the polar bear's coat has no white pigment. In fact, a polar bear's skin is black and its hairs are hollow.
Don't mess me up like that. Polar bears aren't white. Polar bears aren't white. Yeah, go jumping on a lake. Polar bears aren't white. Snow's not cold. It just takes the heat out of your body. That's the part I like. I like putting a hat on them. I don't even know where to put the black dot for a horse, for my polar horse. It looks like a polar horse, actually. I'm not doing too good over here. Oh, my polar horse. I actually was thinking that's the mother's back leg, and then here's a little cub right here. I thought that looks like a little cub right there. There you go. Oh boy. Not doing too good on this polar bear thing here.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna have to hear. He does like.
We got a little jet lag on this photograph coming to me here.
I had to find the photographs first.
It's not showing up.
It's not coming there. It's coming to your phone here. Okay, here's a couple of pictures. There's one, and there's another.
I need a side view, yeah. Okay, wow, they're really far out.
The legs?
No, the eyes.
Oh, yeah. I saw a picture from.
I want like one
Toledo,
that's just stand walking.
A picture from Toledo Zoo.
Is there a way of getting one walking?
No, I was looking at it. That's all I could find.
Huh. how quickly we can obliterate a polar bear.
You got rid of it?
He is gone. Oh. Trying to keep it simple. On the leading edges, white. That looks a little better. Okay.
Smoky Mountain Man said, sorry, polar bear.
Well, it's a nice, thank you so much for being here, everyone. Getting a chance to see working on 2 different paintings. We have to put the signature stick arm in. Ah, that one went real well.
Smoky Mountain Man sent me a picture of a polar bear, but my one phone battery died, so it probably came to that phone. I'm charging it. I'll have to look in a second when it turns back on.
Oh, we could bring out that.
Smoky Mountain Man said, I like your messages tonight. They are both a blessing and a challenge.
You know, we need to work on as people is we need to work on
Michelle said, just
fear.
I love your polar bears. They're excellent work. You are a gift from God.
You don't know.
Hi, Addie, Crazy Crafter Adventures. She says, I've been lurking. Looks amazing.
Thank you. It's hard for me to say thank you when I don't think I like it. And by the way, your comment's kind of late. I think Joy must have just read it, even though you wrote it a while ago, because I have dispersed the bear back to the forest. Apologize for doing that.
Suzanne said, I wish I could do that. I'm trying to get my phone to come back on. It's starting to come back on now. It had died and it wouldn't come on. So I plugged it in. Now it's coming back up. Cynthia is saying good night. Have a blessed week. Thank you for joining us, Cynthia.
We'll miss you till next time.
Thanks for hitting the like, everyone.
So we're making a few trees to stand behind our snowman. Sorry. Trying to find a place for my arm. The Husky hurt me the other day. She pulled me off my feet.
It wasn't the Husky's fault. It was his fault. He just keeps
Let's
saying
just say,
it was her fault.
if I hadn't been if the leash hadn't been attached to me, I would have regained my balance. But the Husky, being the
she was walking
dog that she was just getting out of the way of me falling, not realizing she was pulling me with her leash off my feet.
Except for he decided.
I started the whole thing, but she finished it.
To pull out his phone and just look at his phone instead of pay attention to
the ground.
Because we're in the mountains and
there's potholes on that street.
And it's a dirt
Danny.
road and there are potholes, and he tripped in a pothole because he had his face in his phone, but the Husky was just walking along, so it caused him to really go off his feet at that point. He hit his shoulder, so he was hurting.
Oh, I rolled. And of course, I tried to catch myself, but it only speeded me up before I hit the ground.
I had him put some pain
trying to get my feet up underneath me.
Pain cream on his shoulder because that
Oh.
helps to stop bruising, which it did. He did not bruise at all, but he was hurting. His shoulder was hurting. Smoky Mountain Man said, I've done that too, Donny, but I didn't fall when I did it.
Then you didn't do it too. How can you say you did it too, but you caught yourself? It's like, oh yeah, I've swerved off the road too. Well, you didn't have the accident. Thank you, Lord. Nobody has an accident. We pray for the raccoons and the possums not to be hit. We pray for the animals to be safe. Got it. Whew. You got to get that eye in just the right space, and you got to get those charcoal buttons perfect. Yep. And then there, he's got a nice smile on his face. Looking for my
Smoky Mountain Man said he was looking at his phone and wasn't paying attention, and he stepped off of a curb and almost fell, but he caught himself before he fell. I tripped over a curb and broke my foot over a year ago. And I'm praying that I can walk without stumbling.
It looks like red and yellow make a good carrot orange. Praise the Lord. My cache of brushes is getting shorter and shorter. What's a good brush for painting a carrot nose? tiny brush, but they're all dirty. Well, you know what? I wonder if I could maybe just paint it with the tip of a stick. You know, just turn the brush around and use just the back of just the stick of the brush.
I just sent a photo that would be an interesting challenge. An interesting challenge for your... It doesn't have to be on this one, but you could do it for a different time. Look at that.
Oh, that's a great picture. That does a good job. My carrot's a little big. Those carrots a little big. There we go. We got our nose carrot. We got our stick. And we've got our brush for making trees. I bought a brand new fan brush to put a little snow on the snowman's arm. And a little snow on his hat. Oh, well, we're doing good here. Wow. Let's give him one little white finger here pointing to the star. Yeah. Look at that. Way to go, snowman. You didn't let me down. All right. So we're going to combine some green and some brown and some black. And see what you do with the green and the black is you put your first layer.
So there's that photo that just came in is from Smoky Mountain Man. He sent that picture. I don't know if you can see it or not. Let's see. He sent this picture, if you can see it. I don't know if it's glared or not, but Jim Spencer said good night. The painting is beautiful.
Thank you, thank you. You know, we're just assigning this brush colors, and we are just doing our best.
Shar said, when did you learn to paint? Just a little over a year ago. He's been a house painter but just a little over. And he did a few years ago like a faux painting of like a marble. He taught himself how to do like a marble on like pillars,
A pillar.
you know, and stuff in a home or an office. But he's only, other than that, he's never painted any kind of artistic painting until about a year ago. And then he just watched Bob Ross all the time. And then I said, you can do that. I kept telling him, you can do that. So when I had bought him paints and
Years
canvases
ago.
and everything and paintbrushes, and he never messed with them. Finally, about a year ago, he opened up the tote, and there they were, and he just decided to paint. He started painting snowmen because it was just before winter. Or he did one painting of like looking out and seeing a little pond and a fall tree that was in color. And so he painted one painting like that for somebody. And then, or he painted two of them. We were at a campground, so he gave one to the person that was hosting the meetup, and then he gave one to the campground owners. And then after that, he didn't paint for a couple of months. And then he painted a snowman thing. So now that it's winter again, he's painting snowmen again. But he's been painting like mountains and trees and things throughout the season this summer.
And I did a mural a year ago.
Oh yeah, he did a 20-foot long mural of the Smoky Mountains at the campground, one of the lodges. Michelle said that's awesome. A lot of people can do something if they just try.
Which is what I wanted to talk about tonight, was the one thing that holds us back from anybody being able to do something special, and that is fear. Just plain old fear. Either that you can't do it, or that you'll be teased or laughed at or something. And I just want to encourage you all that, that is the furthest thing that God is. Fear is stopping a lot of people from doing a lot of things. It's number one reason why people don't do what they should do. So I just want to encourage you that these paintings are a manifestation of my desire not to let fear have me, and not allow fear to do what it wants with my life. I'm going to do something I want to do with my life, and I'm not fear stop me.
Including he's going to learn how to play the music too.
Oh, wait a minute. No, wait. I must say,
or that you fail.
I am more likely to do something I can do. I mean, I picked up the painting so quickly. I tried. I put out that keyboard and I went, okay, God, let's be like painters, and it didn't happen. It didn't happen. I know. I was hoping I'd be just as quick at the painting at the keyboard. It didn't happen. I'm a little disappointed in God there. Like, come on, let me just put the keys back and play like I paint. And guess what? God had another plan. I think God's plan is you got to work for this one. And I have to get into work mode. And I don't know.
Are you almost done with that?
I'm almost done with this one. The top's working out. The
It
pine.
kind of reminds me of being somewhere in like Israel or something. The way those like puffs of snow and stuff is. I don't know why, but it just reminds me of being like it could be in Israel or something. Almost like those are sheep.
Oh, sheep?
They're almost like sheep on the mountain.
Huh.
Does anybody else see that? Or like think?
Yeah. Polar sheep. No, that changed it completely.
When I said that?
No, the picture, I had it just the way I wanted it, and I blew it.
Sure said they could be sheep. Little puffballs of sheep. You know, some sheep are really puffy, like a cotton ball. You're just about finished then?
Yep.
You're at 2 hours.
Yep, I'm just dancing my tree branches here a little bit, and trying to get that look, trying to get that little snowy look on my tree branches here. And one more little squeeze of white.
Michelle said it's pretty foggy in Chicago right now. Here, when it's foggy, it's more like a cloud is down, you know, touching the mountains. That's why it was called the Smoky Mountains, because the clouds touching the mountains look smoky.
One more little touch. If I get the touch at the top of this tree right there. Yeah. And then one branch, maybe one branch right there. and one right there.
You have to get ready to say goodnight.
Okay, I'm ready to say goodnight. There is my painting. Let's
Thank you everyone for joining us.
let's give our star a little punch in the center right there. And we bought brand new blade. They were all 40% off. And so it's a special blade. We're going to use it to give it just a little bit of sparkle.
Thank you to everyone who watches the replay also.
Bless you. We thank you. We thank you that the light of Christ, the light of the world, the light of this star, be a light for you this year.
And Shar said, it's been nice spending time with you. Mama Bear's painting's beautiful. Everyone's saying good night.
Good night, good night. We love you.
We love you.
But Jesus loves you more. Good night.
Have a blessed night. Thank
Well,
you.
night, night, night.
Shar said, always nice to spend time with you. Thank you, Shar.
Yeah.